Hi children, I welcome you for the social class. In last class, we have discussed about the lesson Emergence of New Kingdoms in South India. The topic is Later Cholas, Revival of the Chola Rule, Decline of the Chola Empire and Administration. So in the administration, we have discussed different provinces or mandalams, and mandalams are subdivided into Nadu. A Nadu is divided into Kuram. Kuram means group of villages, and the lowest unit, which is the lowest unit of the Nadu, means village, Gramam. So this is we have discussed in previous class. So today class we are going to discuss local governance. That means government, local government. So local administration classified various bodies such as Urar, Sabayar. Sabayar means village. So Urar, Sabayar, Nagaratar. Nagaratar means city, and Natar. Natar means district. Okay. So this local governance is classified into Urar, Sabayar, Nagaratar and Natar. So with the expansion of agriculture, the people settled in countryside, okay, village side. So at present also the expansion of IT companies, most of the people settle in Chennai, Coimbatore, like metropolitan city. Like in that period, development of the peasant. Peasant means agriculture. Okay, the farmer they call as peasant, agriculturist. So this is the different name of farmer. So with the expansion of agriculture, numerous peasant means farmer settled in countryside. So they were known as Ur. Because the people settled in countryside, they created more number of people. So that place is called as Ur. And who is the head of the Ur means landholder. Okay, landholder, who is the owner of the land, they only head of the Ur. And Sabayar means village. Okay, for example, Ur means if your area, okay, the street is called as Ur. That whole village is called as Sabayar. So Sabayar in Brahman villages also function in carrying out administrative, financial and judicial functions. So in the Sabaya means village, it called as Brahman village because they gifted to the Brahman, the land gifted to the Brahman. So Sabaya in Brahman village also function carrying the administration, financial and judicial functions. So not only the agriculture. Okay, so only given the point, not only the agriculture, they given the importance of financial, judicial and administrative. And Nagaratar means city. So Nagaratar administered the settlement of trader. Okay, they are administered the settlement of trader. However, skilled artisan like mason, blacksmith, goldsmith, weaver and potter also lived in Nagaram. So what is called a blacksmith? So is working in iron. They call as blacksmith. Okay. So blacksmith, goldsmith, weaver and potter also lived in Nagaram. And Natar function as assembly of Nadu. So Natar is assembly of Nadu and decided all the problems and issues pertaining in Nadu. Okay. So all the problem is resolved by Natar. And the assemblies in Ur, Sabha, Nagaram and Nadu work through the various committees. At present also available in our present country also villages, so that Grama Sabha they conducting the meeting, Grama Sabha conducting the meeting in October 2, January 26, August 15. Okay, so this is all the important date they are conducting the Grama Sabha meeting. So like the assemblies in Ur, Sabha, Nagaram and Nadu worked through the various committees. The committees took care of irrigation. So is the responsible for the irrigation, road, temple, garden, collection of revenue and conduct of religious festival means assemblies. For example, in our village, okay, in your village the Panchayat board president. So is the responsibility for your villages, for what are the problem for water facilities, for any collecting the revenue, for irrigation, road facilities. So all the responsibility for your president, your village president. Okay, so this all followed by our this Chola period. At present what we are following in our country, this all already it is followed by our ancient period. Next, we are going to see about Uttiramerur inscription. So, see the picture. This is called as inscriptions. Okay, Uttiramerur is the place, and inscription means sources. So, before I discussed written sources and material sources. So, this inscription is example for material sources. Okay, so it is Uttaramerur presently in Kanjipuram district. It is located in Kanjipuram district and it is called as Brahmadaya village because the Chola gifted the land to Brahmin. So it is called as Brahmadaya village. And there is a detailed description of how members were elected to the committees of the village Sabha in the inscription found there. So at present, how we are electing the members to conducting the election and giving the vote and we are electing our members. So in that period, how they elected the members, the detailed information they given this Uttaramerur inscription. See the picture, there are no some letters. This is called as inscriptions. Okay, so this Uttaramerur inscription they given the detailed information. So one member was to be elected from each ward. So each ward they elected one members. Total 30 ward and total. Okay, total 30 ward and each ward they elected one members. So what is the eligibility for elect the members means age should be 35 to 70 and should have the knowledge Vedic text and scriptures and they should have the land and house. So this is the eligibility to become a ward member. Okay, so how they electing, this is the eligibility, but how they electing the member means the qualified candidate from each ward were written on the palm leaf slip. At present we are using the paper, but in that period they used palm leaf. So writing the name in the palm leaf slip and put inside the pot. So eldest person of the assembly they call one boy to pull out one slip and declare the name who is the ward member of this committee. Okay, so this is the way to elect the committee member. Next, we are going to see about revenue. Revenue means income. So the revenue of the Chola state came mainly from the land. So not only for Chola state, mostly all the places, one of the important revenue is land revenue, land tax. Okay, so the land tax was known as Kanigadan. So the land tax is also called as Kanigadan and the Chola ruler carried out an elaborate survey of land in order to fix the government share the land revenue. So Chola ruler elaborate survey of land. For example, if you have land means 3 acre, 4 acre, 10 acre. So how you are telling 3 acre, 5 acre after taking the survey. So like the Chola ruler also has to take the survey of the land. After that they fix the government tax. Okay, the government fix the tax because if I have 3 acre means I can pay the tax 5 rupees. You have the 10 acre means you should pay the tax 15 rupees. So based on the land they collected the taxes so that they taken the survey. So it was collected mostly in kind. So kind means they not collected the amount, instead they collected crops. Okay, they collected crops. So in addition to land tax, there were taxes on proportion and toll on trade. So not only the land tax, additionally they collected proportional tax, toll tax for trade. So collected different type of tax. Okay, so at present also are collecting road tax, water tax, house tax, entertainment tax. So like we have the more different types of tax. Okay. So next we are going to see about social structure based on the land relations. So social means society. So society, land. So what is the link between society and land? Okay, so listen careful. The Chola ruler gifted tax-free land to the royal official Brahmins and temple. So all the one they given to the tax-free land means they given the land they don't want to pay any tax. Okay, and religious institution also. You know, temple land. Here the word temple land because in that period they given the land to the temple. So land granted to the Jain institution was called as Pallichandam. So gifted to the Jain institution, it is called as Pallichandam. So they were also of Velanvagai land, and holder of land they call as Vellalar. Okay, so in that type of land is called as Velanvagai. The who is the land holder they call as Vellalar. So Ulukudi is the subsection of the Vellalar. So Vellalar has the more branches. One of the branches is Ulukudi Vellalar. So Ulukudi Vellalar is the subsection of Vellalar, because who is called as Vellalar? Land owner they call as Vellalar. Ulukudi is the branch of the Vellalar, could not own land but had the cultivate Brahmadeya and Velanvagai land. Okay, so land owner they call as Vellalar. The Ulukudi is the branch of the Vellalar. Ulukudi could not have any land, but instead they cultivate Brahmadaya and Velanvagai land. The holder of Velanvagai land retained Melvaram major share in harvest. So they call us Melvaram, means most of the share is getting from Velanvagai. So Velanvagai after harvest they are getting most of the share, and Ulukudi they call us Keelvaram. Ulukudi they call us Keelvaram. They'll get only the lower share of the harvest. And Adimai, slaves, and Makkal, labor, also it is prevalent in this Chola period. And in the intermediate section, they maintain the armed men and traders. Okay, so this is relation of society and land relation. So land owner they call as Vellalar. Okay. So next, irrigation. So irrigation is very important for the agriculture. Okay, so you know very well, Kallanai is built by Karigala Chola. It is very strong dam. So Chola period they given the importance of irrigation. So Chola gave importance to irrigation. The 16-mile long embankment built of Rajendra Chola in Gangaikonda Cholapuram. So Rajendra Chola built embankment means on dam. Okay, which place Gangaikonda Cholapuram. It is one of the example for the irrigation. And Vadi Vaikal, the criss cross channel, is the traditional type of harnessing the rainwater in Kaveri Delta. So Vadi Vaikal means, you should know the difference between Vadi Vaikal. So Vadi means filtering the water. Vaikal means passing the water from one place to, taking from one place to another place. Channel also you are taking from one place to another place. So Vadi Vaikal. Okay, so Vadi is the drainage channel. Drainage means filtering the water, and Vaikal means supplying the water. Supply channel. So the commonly owned village channel was called Ur Vaikal. So in our place, in our village, if any Vaikal is there, means is called as Ur Vaikal. So mostly if you go to the Moganur side, in our Namakkal district, Moganur side, Vellore side and all, we can see this Ur Vaikal. Okay, in our place is there, means is called as Ur Vaikal. In our district, okay, in our Nadu level is called as Nadu Vaikal. Do you understand, ma? In our village is there, means Ur Vaikal, and in our Nadu is there, means is called as Nadu Vaikal. The term system was in practice in distributing the water, and they distributed the water. Next, religion. So Chola ruler were ardent Saivites. So they followed the Saivites. Means song. Hyms. Okay. So hymns means song. A praise of deed of Lord Shiva. They written the song about the Lord Shiva. It is composed by Saiva saint. Saint means religion. Saiva saints, the Nayanmar. Okay, the Nayanmar, they composed the song about Lord Shiva, and Nambiyarandar Nambi codified means given some alteration. So Nambiyarandar Nambi, which came to known as Tirumurai. Okay, the written is called as Tirumurai. Next, we are going to see about Chola period temples. So see the picture, big temple in Tanjavur, Tanjai, big temple, and Gangaikonda Cholapuram. So Chola period witnessed an extensive construction of temple. Okay, it is the example for the temple. The temple in Tanjavur, Gangaikonda Cholapuram, and sculpture, painting, icon. Icon means if you see some idol in the temple, is called as icon. So icon. So this is all example for the Chola period temple and art. Okay. So during the Chola period were not merely places of worship. So not only for the worship. Chola period the temple is not only for the worship, for learning center. The temple is one of the learning center for getting the education and the given land to the temple. Okay, Chola period the free land to the temple, gifted to the temple. Okay. Next, Chola supported for the learning. So Chola as pattern of learning. So Chola king were great pattern of learning. So Rajendra I established the Vedic college at Ennayiram. Okay, it is located in Viluppuram district. At present is located in Viluppuram district. Ennayiram is Viluppuram district. And there were 340 students learning in Veda college. Today how many students? 340 students. It is built by Rajendra one, I mean Chola period. And grammar, okay, it is under 14 teachers. Student is 340 students. They learn Vedas, grammar under the 14 teachers. How many teachers means 14 teachers. It is the example for the Chola pattern of learning. Chola pattern of learning. And after they established the college in Tirupani near present day Puducherry, and Tirumukkudal in present day Chengalpattu in the year 1048 and 1067. The great literary work Periya Puranam and Kamba Ramayanam also during the Chola period. Okay. Next, trade. What is called trade? Trade means business. So we discussed what purpose British came to India. For trade purpose they came to India, but later they became a more political power and they ruled in India. So trade means business, commercial. So there was a flourishing. Flourishing means developed trade during the Chola period. Trade was carried out by two groups. One is Anjivanathar and next one is Mani Gramathar. So trade is classified into Anjivanathar and Mani Gramathar. So Anjivanathar means which is called as Anjivanathar means over sea. Okay, over sea is called as Anjivanathar. The people, all Anjivanathar means comprised West Asian, Arab, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim. They all called as Anjivanathar. So they were maritime trader, mean from sea trade. Sea trade is called as Anjivanathar. And Mani Gramathar means it is trader engaged in inland trade. Okay. So Anjivanathar means outside the country. Outside the country. Mani Gramathar means inside the country is called as Mani Gramathar. So trade they followed by Anjivanathar and Mani Gramathar. Anjivanathar means overseas. So outside the country. Mani Gramathar means inside the country. Okay, children. So next, recap. So Uttaramerur, what is Uttaramerur? It is one of the place. So what we discussed in Uttaramerur? The Uttaramerur, you know the inscription, how they elected the members. So in this inscription, you learned how they elected the members in Chola period. So it is located in Kanchipuram district, was Brahmadaya village because the land gifted to Brahmanas. Okay, so it is called as Brahmadaya village. And the Chola period, it is one of the witness for the construction of temple. Yes, which temple? Big temple, Tanjavur, Gangaikonda, Cholapuram. This all built in Chola period. And Chola king were great pattern of learning. Yes, correct. So only they started the college, Vedic college at Ennayiram, total 340 students and 14 teachers. Okay, then again also started the college in Puducherry and Chengalpattu 1048 and 1067. Okay, so this is very interesting lesson. We are discussing our past, our people. Okay, so that listen careful. So answer the following. First one, explain about revenue and social structure based on land relations. Second one, give a detail on Chola's pattern of learning and trade. So next we are going to see about current affairs. So how much you are giving the importance for our history, at same time we should give the importance for our current affairs. So at present what is happening in our life. So today our current affairs is, which district has the least population in Tamil Nadu? Perambalur. So which district has least population in Tamil Nadu? Perambalur. So which district has more population in Tamil Nadu? 1, 2, 3. Yes, very good. Appreciate yourself. Chennai is the more population in Tamil Nadu. Okay. So I hope you understood this session very well. So next class we are going to see about later Pandyas. So revival of Pandya kingdom and rise of the later Pandyas. So this all we are going to discuss in next class. Okay. Thank you, children.